How's it going, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of our Lawbeck Luxury Cars Friday Drive. Now, I'm really excited for this one. We've got a 911 997 Turbo to drive today. Now let's talk about a little bit of the exterior styling. Now, typically, obviously, it's a 911. They're all going to be very similar, and that's what we love about them. We've spoken about that in the past. But the one thing that they did make a change from between 996 and 997 was these headlights. Now, these are a little bit more classic. You can see them on the cars today, whereas 996 had a little, almost smaller, and typically a lot of people didn't like that. That's why the 996 hasn't really been a car that's appreciated as much as some of these ones. Even though it's older, this car and this generation of 997 has appreciated more and more each year, which makes it so much more desirable. One of the really classic things about the Porsche Turbo isn't just the long sloping back, but also the adjustable wing here. And also, like, for me, like, this car and this generation of car with the sort of oval exhaust tips at the back, but also that sort of really wide, fat rear end. And it just makes the car look so pretty, but also super mean. And even these vents on the side here, you can see, they make it so much more aggressive than a typical 911. And that's what they're so good about. And then, I mean, who doesn't love a classic Porsche wing on the back? It's almost like a tabletop here. I think that's enough talking about the exterior. Let's take this thing for a drive, shall we? Sport mode always. Let's talk a little bit about the car, shall we? We've got 2007 997. Now, this generation of Porsche is massively sought after, and Shreko was telling me before I took this for a drive that at Lawbeck about 3 years ago we had a manual version of this. Now, the manual, of course, being a manual is going to be a little bit more expensive, but it came in and was out within a day because it was that sought after. People wanted it that badly that it wasn't even in the showroom for more than 24 hours, which just goes to show how impressive these cars are, but also how well thought of they are by, you know, car people that want to drive them, people want to own them. I'm a huge fan of these things, and we've loved Porsches on the Friday drives in general. They're always great cars, but this one, as soon as I heard that it was coming in and I saw it, particularly in this, it's almost like a midnight blue. It's very dark, but in the sun it shimmers really nicely, and I love it. Like, it's still analog, it's still everything I want it to be. And that was something that, having hopped in the car, that was one of the surprises for me. Now we've got a 3-litre flat 6, of course, turbo, which, given that it's a turbo, is brilliant. You can kind of, as you accelerate, you can hear as you come off the throttle that little like sound that you hear of the turbos. And it's not a stupidly loud car, but Porsches typically, unless it's an RS, really rarely are, but that's not such a bad thing, I don't think. I put it into sport mode and you can start to feel everything just get super rigid with the steering and the suspension. As we come around this roundabout as a fellow Porsche, you're all right, mate? I'm just gonna put my foot down as I come out of here, and I mean, we're doing 50 k's an hour straight away, but that delivery of power, you have that slight bit of turbo lag, but then it kicks in. And once it kicks in, this thing just takes off so quickly. And the 0 to 100 is 3.4 seconds, and then 3.7 for the manual version, which is seriously impressive for a car like this that is just so cruisy to drive. In comparison to the manual system, this car has a 5-speed Triptronic. Now, I'm hugely impressed with this system because it's the first time I've actually driven with this generation of car, and just in general I've absolutely loved it, but I'm super impressed with how smooth the gearbox is. Now, a lot of people talk about DSG or a certain, obviously, VAG group in general. They've always done pretty good gearbox systems, but for a car 2007, It's super, super impressive, and I think it's a testament to the way that this car is built and how it's put together to be able to be so smooth, to be able to be so different to a lot of cars of that period where you drive some other old cars of this generation from other manufacturers and you feel like your head's going to get slapped onto the back of the seat from the gear change. Well, that's sometimes not what I want, and some of those cars aren't exactly hair-raisingly fast either. There's just not a very good system, whereas this is super smooth and I've absolutely really thoroughly enjoyed it. It's a typical Porsche. It gives me everything that I want from the car. It's comfortable, it's light, it's nimble, but then when I want to really give it some, it's all at the tip of my feet with the brake and the accelerator, of course. And that's what I love about these things. Like, no matter what Porsche you drive, they always give you that feeling. Well, what could be better? That's it for this week's Friday drive. I have had so much fun in this beautifully presented car. It is just amazing. I could daily this without any hesitation. It is so much fun. I've absolutely loved it. Make sure you stick around for our Friday drives. Follow us on Instagram, follow our YouTube, get involved, like and comment as well. Have a look on the website. Tell us which Friday drives would you like, and we'll see you next time.